உலக அரங்கில் இந்தியா மிக வேகமாக வளர்ந்து கொண்டு ஒரு நாடாக இருக்கிறது. அதில் உற்பத்தி துறை வளர்ச்சிக்கு எல்லா நாடுகளும் முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுக்கின்றன. குறிப்பாக இந்தியாவும் அந்த வேகமான வளர்ச்சியில் உற்பத்தி துறையும் வேகமாக வளர வேண்டிய ஒரு காலகட்டத்தில் நாம் இருக்கிறோம். அதற்கு இந்திய அரசாங்கம் முக்கிய பங்காற்றிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது. இந்தியாவில் அந்த உற்பத்தி துறையின் வளர்ச்சிக்கு ஊக்கம் கொடுக்கும் வகையில் இம்டெக்ஸ் என்கிற மிக பிரம்மாண்டமான வர்த்தக தொழிற் கண்காட்சி பெங்களூரில் நடைபெறுகிறது. 2026 ஜனவரி 25-26 அந்த தேதிகளில் நடைபெறவிருக்கும் அந்த வர்த்தக பொருட்காட்சியில் உலக அரங்கில் இயந்திரங்கள் காட்சிப்படுத்தப்படும். உலகத்திலேயே மிக பெரிய அளவில் இயந்திர கண்காட்சியை நடத்தும் வசதி அமெரிக்காவிலும் அதற்கடுத்து ஜெர்மனியிலும் உள்ளது. அதை அடுத்து உலக அரங்கில் மிகப்பெரிய இயந்திர கண்காட்சி பெங்களூரில் நடைபெற இருக்கிறது. அந்த பெங்களூரில் நடைபெறும் இயந்திர கண்காட்சியில் இந்தியாவில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பல இயந்திர உற்பத்தியாளர்களும் அதை தாண்டி அமெரிக்கா, ஜெர்மனி, கொரியா, ஜப்பான், ஐரோப்பில் இருக்கக்கூடிய மற்ற நாடுகள், அந்த நாடுகளில் இருக்கக்கூடிய எல்லா இயந்திரவாளர்களும் வந்து அங்கே கண்காட்சியில் பங்கெடுக்க இருக்கிறார்கள். இம்டெக்ஸ் என்கிற இந்த இயந்திர கண்காட்சி நடத்துவது இந்திய இயந்திர உற்பத்தியாளர்கள் சங்கம். அதன் தலைமையிடம் பெங்களூரில் இருக்கிறது. அந்த BIEC என்கிற அந்த கண்காட்சி கூடமும் இந்த இயந்திர சங்கத்திற்கு தான் சொந்தம். அந்த இடத்திலேயே இந்த இம்டெக்ஸ் நடத்தப்படுகிறது. ஒரு ஆண்டு ஃபார்மிங், இம்டெக்ஸ் ஃபார்மிங் என்று ஃபார்மிங் வைத்து பொருட்களை உற்பத்தி செய்யும் மெஷின்களை அந்த ஃபார்மிங் கண்காட்சியிலும், அதற்கு அடுத்த ஆண்டு மெட்டல் கட்டிங் என்கிற மெஷின் டூல்களை பற்றிய கண்காட்சி அதற்கு அடுத்த ஆண்டிலும் மாற்றி மாற்றி ஒவ்வொரு ஆண்டாளாக இந்த இம்டெக்ஸ் பொருட்காட்சி IMTMA என்கிற இந்திய இயந்திர உற்பத்தியாளர்களின் சங்கம் நடத்தி கொண்டு வருகிறது. உலகிலேயே 4வது இடத்தில் உற்பத்தியில் இந்தியா தற்போது இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. அதில் விரைந்து முன்னேறி 3வதாக மாறும் என்ற நம்பிக்கை அனைவருக்கும் இருக்கிறது. உலகத்தில் மற்ற நாட்டுகள் சற்று இதில் தளர்வடைந்தாலும் இந்தியாவின் வேகம் உயர்ந்து கொண்டு இருப்பது மிகவும் சந்தோஷமான செய்தி. அதை ஒட்டி இந்த இம்டெக்ஸுமே ஒவ்வொரு ஆண்டும் வளர்ந்து கொண்டிருப்பதை நாம் பார்க்கிறோம். வரும் இம்டெக்ஸ் ஃபார்மிங்கும் இதுவரை கண்டிராத வகையில் மிக அதிக அளவில் இந்தியாவிலிருந்தும் உலகத்திலிருந்து எல்லா நாடுகளிலிருந்தும் அதிகமான கம்பெனிகள் இதில் பங்கெடுத்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றன. பார்வையாளர்களும் உயர்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். இது மிக முக்கியமான ஒரு எக்ஸிபிஷனாக, ஒரு கண்காட்சியாக உலக அரங்கில் உருவெடுத்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. இந்தியாவின் உற்பத்தி வளர்ச்சிக்கு இது ஒரு முக்கிய ஊன்றுகோலாக விளங்குகிறது. இப்போ நீங்கள் ஒரு எக்ஸிபிஷனில் கலந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறீர்கள் என்றால் உலகத்தில் என்ன நடக்கிறது என்று தெரிந்து கொண்டால்தான் நீங்கள் பலனடைய முடியும். அந்த வகையில் என்ன நடக்கிறது, உலகத்தில் எந்த நாடுகளில் எந்த மாதிரியான மாற்றங்கள் நடக்கின்றன, இண்டஸ்ட்ரி எப்படி மாறிக்கொண்டிருக்கிறது என்பதை நீங்கள் தெரிந்து கொள்வதற்கான ஒரு அரிய வாய்ப்பு. ஒரே நேரத்தில் நீங்கள் அமெரிக்காவிலிருந்தும், ஜெர்மனியிலிருந்தும், ஜப்பானிலிருந்தும், சிங்கப்பூரிலிருந்தும், கொரியாவிலிருந்தும், இந்தியாவில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பெரிய கம்பெனிகளும் எல்லாரும் அவர்களது மெஷின்களை கொண்டு வந்து அந்த எக்ஸிபிஷனில் வைக்கிறார்கள். நீங்கள் அவை இயங்குவதை பார்க்கலாம், அதை தொட்டு பார்க்கலாம், உணரலாம், கேள்விகள் கேட்கலாம். உங்களுக்கு வேண்டியதை அதில் நீங்கள் சோதித்து பார்க்கலாம். நேரடியாக அந்த இயந்திர நிறுவனங்களில் இருக்கக்கூடிய MDயிலிருந்து பெரிய அதிகாரிகள் எல்லாரும் இருப்பார்கள். நீங்கள் நேரடியாக எல்லாவற்றையும் தெரிந்து கொள்ளலாம். உலகில் தற்போது உற்பத்தி துறையில் என்ன நடக்கிறது என்பதை நேரடியாக தெரிந்து கொள்ளும் ஒரு அரிய வாய்ப்பை நீங்கள் பெறுவீர்கள். தமிழ் சொல்ல முடியாது, இங்கிலீஷ்.
From Indian Machine Tool Manufacturers Association, we do the two most largest machine tool exhibitions. One is in the metal forming and one is in the metal cutting. The metal forming exhibition called IMTEX Forming is happening in 2026 from 21st of January to 25th of January. This is the Asia's largest metal forming show, and here not only from India but across the globe, all the big countries which do manufacturing and which has a presence in machine tools, they participate. Countries like Germany, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Italy, across Europe, many countries, USA, they all come, participate, and collaborate with Indian players in this market. And this, over the years, this has grown in a very significant way. Now, in the Bangalore International Exhibition Center, we almost occupy all the halls, all the 5 halls, to accommodate this particular show. And we see, not only in terms of the visitor growth, not only in terms of the exhibitors growth, but also in terms of the growth of new technologies in machine tools, in forming, which is taking place. It's a very important phase of Indian manufacturing, and the growth of IMTEX forming is showing that India is progressing very fast in the field of manufacturing, and we welcome anybody who is involved in this sector, who is working in this sector across India and across globe, to please come, join, see, participate, contribute, and take full advantage of this kind of show. And through the media, we would like to reach out to all the people in this country, in this region, in this state, to tell you that we will keep on doing this show, and we would like to have all of you to visit Bangalore and BIEC to witness yourself how live machines can actually work in a single place, where there are more than 600 companies who are showcasing their latest technologies, how it looks like. It's a kind of a festival of manufacturing. So with that, we welcome all of you. Come, join, and be part of this journey. Thank you.
Thank you.
One of the important exhibitions or show that we do called IMTEX Forming. It is happening in 2026 January, from 21st of January to 25th of January in Bangalore. The thing is, we are doing this press conference not only in Chennai. We are doing this press conference all across India. The importance is, as you understand, machine tool is a backbone of manufacturing, and it is important for us to reach out to the media and reach out to the people who are in manufacturing in different parts of the country, to tell them how important this segment is and why it is important for taking Indian manufacturing to the next level. We cannot do it alone. We can speak about ourselves, our capability, but it is also the friends from the media who should take it far and wide to many people across the country and maybe beyond, to tell what is the story, what is India's story, how India is doing, and what we can do in the future. So if you see there will be, I will describe about what IMTMA does and what role it plays, and then one of our key member will also present to you some of the data that is there in the market, how is the Indian market and how we are doing in metal forming as well as metal cutting industry, in terms of our import, export, consumption. And then there will be a presentation about the show itself, which is IMTEX. And among all of you, other than the press, we have our members who are present from the Chennai region, who has been part of this show, who has been part of IMTMA, who are working with us closely. Some of them can share their views and their thoughts. And I could see some representative from ACMA is also sitting. So they are our user industry. So they use Indian machines in terms of building parts and components of automobile manufacturing. And we have with us representative from academia, from IIT Madras, who closely work with IMTMA to build some of the latest technologies and future technologies which will help this industry going forward. So this is kind of an overview and importance of this sector. Now I'll go to my presentation of what IMTMA is and what role it plays in the manufacturing sector. So it is the apex industry body. It was established before independence, 1946. So you can understand that how important such a body is, because that time India thought about building a machine tool ecosystem, which is credit to our forefathers. They have thought about it. Currently we have 500 members all across India who are pretty active, who are distributed. I'll show you how they are distributed later in the later slides across the country. It includes metal cutting, metal forming, any accessories, cutting tools, other applied equipments. So anything related to manufacturing, anything related to metal working are part of IMTMA. Okay. Next is the spread of our members. If you see the map, that you see that one of the biggest clusters in machine tool is in and around Bangalore. You can see the Chennai region also. You can see in the west we have in Pune, around Pune and Mumbai region, and some parts in other parts of Maharashtra. In Gujarat, predominantly in Rajkot. And if you go to the north, it will be Delhi NCR, not many members, but in Ludhiana there is a base of machine tool, which is a very old machine tool base, which is there in the country. And some of our members are also present in the east. So this is the geographical spread of machine tool industry across India. You can see one trend that wherever there is a manufacturing activity happening in this country, machine tool is present over there. So without machine tool, it is not possible. Next. So what IMTMA does, we have several verticals. Basic first thing what we do is capacity building through training and skill development. We have two training institute, one facility we have in Bangalore, one we have in Pune, and we have one office in Gurgaon. What we do is we have machines installed in these facilities which are given to us by your members, and we train people from the industry who want to upskill, and also people, also students from engineering colleges who come and want to get trained to be industry ready in these centers. And good part is whoever gets who graduates from these finishing schools, we can call it a finishing school also in terms of manufacturing, they all get placed in our member organization. So it is a very important activity we do, and if you go to the industry and talk to many of our members from the industry, you will find some of these graduates coming out of IMTMA. Second is the facilitating policy advocacy. As an association, it is our duty to take the policy inputs from our members to the government and try to create a very conducive policy environment for the industry. So we very closely do it. We have affiliation with larger industry bodies like CII and others through which we reach out to the central government, we reach out to the state government and try to advocate on the best policies for our members. Third pillar is publication. We have put a lot of effort from IMTMA to make our publication very strong, very data driven, very analytical. We understand that without a very, when we are talking about Industry 4.0, big data and all of these things, until unless we do our analysis in the market very strongly, we cannot do any kind of informed policy making decisions. That is why we do a lot of data, collect the primary data, do the data crunching and come out with our reports. And these reports are procured by not only Indian players but also global players for their further analysis. The fourth one is trade fairs. So the importance of trade fair is it creates a platform for doing business for our members. And one of them we will be talking about the IMTEX. This is Asia's largest metal forming show. This is a forming show. We also do one alternate within every 2 years we do the cutting show, and that is Southeast Asia's biggest metal cutting show. And there is anybody who is part of manufacturing, they visit it. It's a kind of a you can call it a kind of a mecca of manufacturing, and it happens in Bangalore. Then we go to the BIEC. This is a unique association called IMTMA, Indian Machine Tool Manufacturers Association, who owns its own premises to do trade fairs. You must have seen some trade fairs in Delhi. There are Pragati Maidan and all. So in South, if you come, the BIEC, Bangalore International Exhibition Center that we have, it can actually, have a capacity of 77,000 square meter of built up space where we can do huge shows. There are the biggest shows in Asia, they happen in Bangalore. So that is with IMTMA. The second is the next point is the R&D and product development. And as I was telling, that we have a very good collaboration. We collaborate with the academia to do our research and help our members to utilize that platform to take their technology to the next level. And we do collaboration with IIT Chennai. We have a center called AMTDC, and the head of that center is sitting here. He is a renowned professor, and I mean here he plays a big role in the mechanical and other engineering part in IIT. So sir, you will speak later, but this is an important activity we do. AMTTF is a platform. The next one is a testing platform, because that if we do make our products and if we don't do testing and don't do measurement, we cannot better our products. So that is why, with the help of the government, we conceptualize this concept of advanced machine tool testing facility. It is in Bangalore within the campus of CMTI. What we do here is, whenever the machine is built, there are a lot of testing is required, maybe hit testing, some volumetric testing, residual stress testing, and all of this we do in this center. And this is a very unique facility that is available in India, in Bangalore. And IMTMA is one of its, founding body. The last one that I would like to highlight here is the TMTP. It is an integrated park where we want to bring all the machine tool players to come together and build an ecosystem, like a cluster, to develop a ecosystem where we can have every kind of component which is needed for machine tool and development of machine tool business. So this we have it in Tumakuru and near Bangalore, and it's around more than 500 acres square meter of land, and this is jointly done by Government of India and Government of Karnataka. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say, we do a lot more than this, but this is the overall activity that IMTMA gets involved into. Why I'm emphasizing all of this other than the MTEX is, we do a lot more than MTEX, and our members participate and develop their knowledge, improve themselves through all these activities. Next. I have mostly described you all the activities. In the next slides, I will not take much time. These are all the policy initiatives and interventions. We can share this with you so that you can see like which are the institutions in the central government and state government we work with. Can we just move? This is the government advocacy. Some of the advocacies that we have done in R&D project funding, project execution, technology development. So these are like an illustrative, for illustration, we are presenting it. Move forward. AMTDC, I think Professor will speak about it. This is a very unique model where R&D is done with the help of the government, where the government funds 80% of the R&D cost, so that means the risk mitigation is of that level, and then the industry contributes with 20%, and they jointly own the kind of IP that is generated out of this. There are various new frontier things and the new things they have developed and they have demonstrated in different fields, and this is one of the success factor, truly a true success factor of industry university collaboration. Next. AMTTF, I told you that this is the testing facility. It is in Bangalore. You can see some of the companies who are their clients. So I'll not go more into it. But this is a very unique facility, and these kind of centers we need much more in India to make us, more strong, not only in terms of developing products, but also make those quality products, because through testing we can do it. Next. This is the land I was talking about, integrated TMTP. This is the plug and play model. They have infrastructure built, and we want to create many such parks many more such parks are needed. But from IMTMA side, we have made an effort, and for last 10-12 years, we are actually invested in this particular project. This is a glimpse of the technology center that we have in Bangalore and as well as in Pune. So as you can see, we have real-time machines. On the left-hand side, we have machines on cutting, metal cutting as well as metal forming, presses. You can see presses also here. So there are new technologies we are trying to develop. We are trying to replace and bring more new 5-axis machines and whatever the new technologies which are coming, and help and train people on them. Next. These are the publications we do. We have magazines, we have a reference book for machine tool, and many other high frequency indicators which we come out with very often, monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly and yearly, which is published and given it to the wider community. Next. Now this is the IMTEX. I think there is a full presentation on this. I will not talk much on this, but I'll just skip because there is a presentation on IMTEX forming. Yeah. So what I will hand it over to my colleague Mr. Ranganathan. He is from the industry and he is one of the important players in machine tool building. He is from Chennai and he will talk about some of the data in machine tool industry and also his own experience about IMTMA as well as IMTEX. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. I am Ranganathan. I am the head of Chennai Medco. We are located in Ambattur Industrial Estate. I am a senior member in IMTMA. Important thing is that I have been participating in IMTEX for the last about 30-35 years. So our company personally have been benefited by participating in the IMTEX show. We are highly associated with IMTEX. IMTEX is happening in Bangalore and the whole industry is converging in Bangalore in every IMTEX. Next slide. So the machine tool form the backbone of manufacturing. Everybody is talking about manufacturing. Every country is talking about improving their manufacturing. Now we also learn no less a person than Trump, the president of America, is also working hard to bring back the manufacturing to America. Fortunately, Indian manufacturing is building and going up, and you will be seeing it in the coming slides. The machine tools form the background and the backbone of the manufacturing, and these machine tools can be divided into two categories. One category is the cutting, metal cutting. Cutting and manufacturing, the component is the metal cutting side of the machine tool. Another side is simply shaping without cutting, just simply by forming. That's another type of machine tools. World over, these fairs happen together, but in India, the fair size has become too big that we have not been able to accommodate both the things together. That's how we thought of the idea of dividing the cutting and the forming. So in India, one edition is metal cutting, the next edition is metal forming. So we do it every year in alternate terms. In contrast, in other countries, probably they both are combined and doing together. Interestingly, the world's probably the biggest fair could be for manufacturing, IMTS in Chicago and EMO in Hanover. Probably I would rate IMTEX to be the number 3. I am sure if you put the metal cutting and metal forming together, I am sure Indian manufacturing fair is now standing as the number 3 in terms of the volume. Next slide. See, as I explained, in the left side you see automotive component which is being heavily machined, and the right side the automotive body which is mainly formed. Just to give you an impression as to what is the machine tool cutting and machine tool forming. So this edition in 2026 is on forming. The following edition will be machine cutting. This is how that the IMTEX is going on. Next slide. Just I want to give you some information where India stands, just for you to get an idea of the machine tool industry across the world. Next slide. This is the kind of business in the whole world, okay? And you see both the global scenario and on the right side in yellow Indian scenario. Very importantly, we all should be proud as Indians, or we are probably in the right time in India, that India is doing well. When the rest of the world is kind of dithering, Indian machine tool industry is beautifully growing up, as you can see the numbers by yourselves. That's very interesting thing. Next slide. This is another important statistics. You see, one way or the other, the China has picked up beautifully in manufacturing. That the Chinese government has given a very high importance for the manufacturing, and they have been very successful in building the manufacturing capacity, and China is clearly leading both in consumption of the machine tool as well as in production and exports of the machine tool. A little being followed by USA and followed by Germany and followed by India, Italy, Japan. It can be of interest to you to note the global GDP rating and the machine tool consumption rating is going hand in hand, going in parallel. That clearly shows how the manufacturing is important for any country's economy. India is probably in some kind of a sweet spot. We are in number 4 now in terms of consumption, and I am fairly confident that not far from now, before I retire, we will be 3 at least, and we will aspire to be number 2 and 1. Why not? Okay, next slide. So the machine tool industry is the one that catalyzes manufacturing. We are all wanting to improve the manufacturing. The government of India is heavily now working towards how to improve the manufacturing, but the backbone of manufacturing is the machine tool industry. Next slide. So this is the machine tool industry trend. This probably is unique. A little somewhat close to it can be China, but we are now better positioned than in China when it comes to the growth in the machine tool industry is happening more in India, but we have to go a long way. Still we are consuming, our consumption has to increase. More than that, still we are somewhat depending on imports. That's where IMTI is now collaborating with an august institution like IIT so that we can bring in technologies. There is a gap in technology in India that we want to close it so that our reliance on imports can come down. And this kind of fairs play a role so that Indian industry can have a look at what is happening in the rest of the world and benchmark and get better. So that is one of the role of the IMTEX for the Indian industry to have a close watch of what is happening in the rest of the world. Next slide. So this is the sector-wise contribution of machine tools in manufacturing. Every sector needs it, whether it is construction equipment or IC, which is now gaining, and general engineering. But importantly, Indian automotive industry is seeming to be doing very well. Something like about 50% of the machine tools are going to Indian automotive sector. Next slide. So this is the kind of combination of metal cutting and metal forming, just for you to get an idea how the value of the metal cutting business and metal forming business in India is happening. But how much we are producing, how much we are consuming, just it's an idea. But in both the areas, the growth is interesting. In some areas, the growth is as high as 41%, 53%, unheard of. And I am sure the whole world is looking at India with a lot of seriousness. I was in IMO. We have taken part in IMO. I was talking to the Secretary General about our experience in IMO, Hanover. IMO is the global fair. My company also had participated. And China also is there. Europe is there. Fortunately or unfortunately, whether to say that whether it is good or bad, Europe is somewhat down. Okay, but India is doing well. They are all looking at India with a lot of seriousness. Many visitors who are, entire Europe is there in IMO. They all have shown a lot of interest with Indian exhibitors like mine, and they want to align with India. When somebody is doing well, everybody would like to touch and go with them, that is the trend everywhere. So that kind of positive, we are in a sweet spot. I would say India is in a sweet spot in manufacturing. Whole world is looking at India. The data is for you to see, to get to understand where we are in a good spot now. Next slide. Yes, there is a machine tool consumption growth. We need not worry about consumption growing. Yes, the increase of machine tool consumption is an indication of the country is growing in manufacturing. It's a very good signal. If a country is consuming more machine tools, that means that country is developing and growing in manufacturing. It's a very simple, straight across the board. That is the data. So the data shows the Indian machine tool consumption is going up. We are depending on supplies from Germany, Japan, Taiwan and all that. As far as our participation concerned, yes, people are coming from all over the world. Whichever the countries which are producing machine tools are participating. New sectors are also emerging. Interestingly, EV is giving a big challenge. You all know there is a new electronic industrial boost manufacturing, boost for the electronic industry and IC manufacturing. The challenges are many. The challenges are many. It is not easy to produce machines to manufacture integrated circuits. So Indian industry is getting ready to get into that kind of challenging scenario. Next slide. This is the kind of growth. Anybody would be happy to see the industrial machine tool consumption growth in India. Okay, just after the corona, the Indian industry have been steadily growing. A CAGR of 11% is fantastic. The CAGR of 11% gives you another indication that when the Indian GDP is growing at about 6 to 7% and whenever machine tool consumption is growing at about 11%, that gives you another message that the Indian manufacturing is beautifully increasing. That is what the current central government also is looking for. If the Indian manufacturing is becoming, if not becoming strong, Indian employment is not going to become stronger, and it is also of strategic importance. We can't be depending on the rest of the world. You all know anything can happen. India has to be self-reliant for the employment as well as for strategic self-reliance. We need to build our manufacturing capacity. It is a very good statistics for you to know that Indian machine tool consumption is growing at a pace of twice our growth, our GDP growth. That shows Indian manufacturing is getting better. Good news. Next slide. Okay, thank you. I just thought as an industry, I'm an industrialist. I run a company in Ambattur. I see many of my colleagues here, and I take part consistently in IMTEX. I take part in fairs around the world, and this is something that I thought I should share the statistics with this gathering. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, and then we started in 1969. And so it moved from Bombay to Delhi and from then to Bangalore. Now this show is happening in Bangalore every year. So 1 year we do the metal cutting show, as Mr. Jibak was saying, and then the other year we do the metal forming. So this press conference is majorly for the IMTEX forming, that is the metal forming show that we are going to do in January between 21 and 25. These are the dates of the show, and it's going to happen in Bangalore International Exhibition Center. And along with IMTEX forming, we will have the concurrent shows called Tooltech, which focuses on the tooling and other support systems for the machine tools, as well as the welding, which is predominantly focusing on the welding technologies. Some of the highlights of IMTEX forming: we will be doing the show in an area of 48,000 square meter exhibition space, which will happen in 5 exhibition halls, and we will have around 600 exhibitors from more than 20 countries. Around 22 countries will be there, and we will have concurrent shows, as I said earlier, with the Tooltech. Digital technology, digital manufacturing is predominantly on the futuristic technologies which are being adopted into the machine tool industry and manufacturing. So all that will be part of IMTEX forming. And along with IMTEX forming, we also have a co-located shows called Moldex and Fastenex. Moldex is basically on molding technology, that is dies and molds and all other related technologies. Fastenex is all about fasteners, which is like screw, nuts, bolts and all that, which are used by the manufacturing industries. We will have various activities also as part of the this IMTEX. We will have seminars, the international seminar on forming technology, and along with that we also have a day prior we are doing a show, we are doing a summit with IMTMA on 20th January, a day before IMTEX forming. Several awards are also being presented along during the show. Like we have the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Premier Outstanding Entrepreneur, all these are presented in the name of certain personalities. Then we have a very unique model of working with the academia institutions, especially the educational institutions, to bring out the best of their knowledge and research which are undergoing in various institutions, so that that could be showcased to the industry and the industry can collaborate with the institutions to see how those products can be manufactured over a period of time. And there is another activity that we do called Jagruti. Jagruti is basically we are bringing students across India from various engineering colleges so that they get a complete glance of what the industry is doing, and then they can be aspiring entrepreneurs over a period of time. So this is another initiative that we undertake. And then there is a welding seminar which is done by Indian Institute of Welding India, and that happens parallelly along with IMTEX Forming. The show is going to happen in 5 halls, so all the 5 halls are occupied by the show in Bangalore. This is the glimpse of the exhibition center in Bangalore, where all the halls are occupied here. When we look at the way IMTEX Forming has grown, the show is constantly growing, right from though there was a dip during the COVID time, and then post that it is a spurt that we have seen, and this growth is consistent from 2020 onwards. And so right now from 22,670, the net area we are talking about in the last 2024, now we are at 25,100, which is again a growth of more than 10%. So this is the kind of growth, and this shows that what Mr. Ranganathan or Mr. Jibak was saying, that India is the spot for the growth, and people are coming to India for investments, and this is a trend which is clearly visible through IMTEX Forming. We have exhibitors from 22 countries, so any machine tool producing nation from across the world are part of this exhibition. So all these countries are participating because this is where the investments or the manufacturing or the business is really happening. So this India is the sweet spot for them. So when we look at the exhibitor profile of IMTEX Forming, it predominantly talks from the presses to sheet metal. Laser is becoming a very big, important technology which is being displayed there. And so all these are some of the key profiles of IMTEX Forming. The Tooltech covers most of the components, especially the subsystems for the machine tools. And digital manufacturing focuses on Industry 4.0 and additive manufacturing, which are the futuristic technologies for the manufacturing industry. And these are some of the major brands that normally participate in IMTEX Forming. It has both Indian as well as international brands, whether it could be from Japan to Germany to US to from China, Taiwan, and everywhere. So all the major brands of the world are participating in this. It is actually the Asia's leading metal forming exhibition today. If you look at the last 2024 edition, so we were at an area of 45,000 square meter, whereas the current exhibition 2026, we have crossed that and we have grown by another 10% more. So we are at around 47,000, close to 47,000 square meters. And so 625 exhibitors were there. So we are almost crossing that this year. Again, if you look at IMTEX, is all about business basically. So we are not doing the show only for the sake of doing an exhibition. It is basically a place where business actually happens for anybody who is participating. So exhibitors can expect that the results can be seen after the show. This is how we calculated the orders or the inquiries that were generated from IMTEX Forming 2024, close to around 550 crores of business orders and close to around 5,000 crores of inquiries which were generated. So there were huge number of visitors turn out for this exhibition. So almost 45,000 visitors were there last year, and we are actually expecting that this would cross close to around 50,000 visitors will be there this time for us. From IMTEX Forming doesn't bring the visitors. We have very serious visitors here. To say from the profile of visitors, If you look at, people who are actually using the machines are here, and right from there to the decision makers of machines, for buying the machines. So everybody will be there here. So that is the reason the success of IMTEX forming or IMTEX is because the profile of visitors who are who are visiting, makes a great impact for the exhibitors here. Even from across the sectors of industries, visitors come here, automotive to aerospace, defense, okay, even from general engineering, consumer durables, people who use these machines, representing various industries will be present during the show. For the convenience of visitors, now Bangalore International Exhibition Center is connected with the metro, so people use this as a important means of transport to reach BIEC, and this has eased a huge traffic problem for reaching the venue. The timings of the exhibition will be from morning 10 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock. This is the business hours for the B2B visitors, and for students we keep it between 2 and 6, so that the afternoon session they can at least visit, and then this is open for all the 5 days of the show, so students can come between 2 and afternoon 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. We have an inauguration which is scheduled on 21st January at 10:30 in BIEC. So just to take you through a video we have of IMTEX Forming 2024, this will just give you a glimpse of what we do.